All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. I'm Sarah Murphy, Director of Membership and Marketing at Association Forum. During this session, we'll give you more information on what to expect this year as an Association Forum volunteer and review each of the committees and groups so you can see how all of the groups are working together to achieve the goals and strategic initiatives of Association Forum. We'll have some time at the end of the presentation for questions, or you can submit your questions via the chat function during the presentation. Here to talk a little bit more about Association Forum's goals and strategy is Jeffrey Brown, Chair of the Association Forum Board and CEO at the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Sarah. How are you? Thanks for having me this afternoon.
Thanks for being here.
Well. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Association Forum, I want to thank you for your volunteerism and commitment to elevating the Chicagoland Association community. Forum has a rich history of cultivating meaningful experiences for association professionals, and that's due primarily to the work you all will do in your respective roles. It's through the association's committees and interest groups that we will actualize our vision for the future and meet our objectives. There's one thing for you to take away from today's session. It's that the work you all do is so important to Forum's success. Now more than ever, Forum needs great volunteers, and we're lucky to have you all on board for this year. We're a stronger organization because of the work you all will engage in this year, and will no doubt be a better community. I'm looking forward to working with you all this year, and I know I can say the same for all of the other members of the board of directors. Sarah, do you want to move to the painted picture? Thanks, Sarah. So each October, the board meets for its annual retreat, and during that experience, we reaffirm our commitment and vision for the future that's represented here in this painted picture. The painted picture is our vision for over the next 5 years of where we are going, how we're going to get there, and the results that we expect to achieve. It's the story of how we're going to deliver value and meaningful experiences to Forum's constituents. You'll see if you read through the painted picture that it includes many of the activities and initiatives that you all will work on throughout your committees. It talks about us innovatively creating unique experiences that capture and engage the association community. It talks about how we're going to achieve unprecedented growth through being an advocate for the profession, how we need to develop partnerships and alliances that attract unique constituents to the Forum community. It talks about our work to be a digitally proficient and transformative organization to make sure that our business model is agile. And it talks about our commitment to making sure that we have a welcoming environment where everyone is valued for the unique and authentic relationships that they bring to the table. It really does capture everything that's great about the Forum community and everything that's great about where we're headed. If you have any questions about the painted picture, I'd be happy to take them later, or let Michelle talk about it through the strategic initiative conversation.
Thanks,
Sarah.
Jeff. I'd also like to introduce Michelle Mason, CEO and President of Association Forum. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Sarah, and thank you, Jeff. Thank you for a good introduction to the volunteer orientation, and thank you again to all of our volunteers who help us carry out the mission of Association Forum. To Jeff's point, your work is extremely important, and now more than ever before, we are living in unprecedented times. We are committed at Association Forum to working with you and making sure you have the tools and the resources to deliver on your volunteer commitments to us. So we're really excited about igniting the restart. So Sarah's going to advance the next slide. So key to who we are, what we do, what we embody at Association Forum are our core values. Our core values are the guiding principles that dictate the behavior and actions that we embody at Association Forum. We have several core values, as you will read through. Be a welcoming environment. Welcoming environment is core, centered to our focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. In 2014, the board approved the welcoming environment as a strategic initiative. So you have probably noticed over the years, throughout everything that we do, we really focus on making sure everyone who encounters or interacts with Association Forum feels recognized, feels a part of our community, a sense of belonging, a sense of connectedness. So that's the center of what our business strategy and who we are and what we represent as an organization. We are excited to be an organization that embraces innovation and quality. We believe now that innovation is more important than ever. We are, as I mentioned, experiencing unprecedented times. So this is an opportunity for us to take risks. This is an opportunity for us to be innovative. It's an opportunity for you as leaders within Association Forum to question some of the things that we're doing. If there are better ways for us and more efficient ways to accomplish our objectives, we are very open to considering that. So we always want to focus on continuously improving. Our business strategy is focused on a quality process called Plan, Do, Check, Act that allows us to engage in a cycle of improvement. So we are agile and we're always abreast of the opportunities that our environment presents to us. We like to have fun and stay positive. We know that the time that you volunteer with us is very important time that you could spend with your families and others. So we really want to make sure your experience with us is positive, it's very engaging. We believe in honest and open communications and teamwork. If there are opportunities for us, as I mentioned, to improve at Association Forum, let us know. We like to cultivate an environment where you can speak honestly, openly about your experience with us, about opportunities for us to advance Association Forum. That all leads to being a welcoming environment. Candor now is more important than ever before because of all the change that we're experiencing in our environment. Accountability, own it. We are accountable to you, and we appreciate, again, the fact that you are engaged with us. Our work depends on team effort. Our work is very much a collaborative, and we will be a trusted collaborator with you. You can depend on us to be responsive and, again, deliver on your behalf. And win with integrity. We are a very ethical organization, and we believe that that is, again, center to our business strategy as well. And that's how we will succeed as Association Forum. Are there any questions regarding the core values? Okay, great. So as Jeff mentioned, the board meets in October during a strategic planning retreat session. It reviews the painted picture, which is our aspirational view of the future. And during that time, the board looks at or reviews a variety of external research studies, environmental scans and such. And based on that exploration of resources, the board identifies strategic initiatives for Association Forum to embark on. Our strategic initiatives are above and beyond business as usual. Business as usual is described as we will focus on member value. Business as usual is we will recruit and retain members. Business as usual is we'll deliver education. But what are those key items that we know will help us accomplish the mission of Association Forum and get closer to our painted picture? So this past October, the board identified 4 strategic initiatives. Digital first. We are experiencing, again, unprecedented times, and we know that digital transformation is key and core to who we are as an organization. So we will, as the year progresses, focus aggressively on implementing a digital transformation roadmap strategy. So as you're doing the work on behalf of Association Forum, think about how we can leverage technology. Think about how we can use technology to bring efficiencies to our membership. How can we use technology to access a larger audience? We partnering for the future. We believe that partnerships and collaborations are an opportunity for Association Forum to grow. Over the past several years, we've engaged in several industry partnerships. Partnerships include the Illinois Society for Association Executives, the National Association of Manufacturers, PCMA, to name a few. We believe that partners make it possible. And as you're doing the work on behalf of associations, think about other organizations that we can partner with, which is very important to our future growth. Strategic communications is something that's very important to us. We have to tell our story. We do a lot of good work at Association Forum, so we will embark upon strategically telling the story of this amazing community here in Chicagoland. There were 1,700 associations representing over 40,000 full-time employees. Associations are just now more important to our economy, our society than ever before. Our associations here in Chicago represent $12.3 billion in revenue on an annual basis. So we have a great story to tell about our market here. We have a great story to tell about the good work that you're doing. And we will work with you to share and get that word out. And Center for Innovation. We believe that, again, the board has set direction and that taking risk is very important for us. Be innovative, look at new models, best practices, be a bridge for our members. In fact, just a few weeks ago, the board met in the scenario planning workshop to look at a variety of scenarios based on today's environment and how can we respond. And I will say to you, many of the scenarios are very innovative. And so you'll see more innovation coming from association in future months. So those are our 4 strategic initiatives over the next year. And I'm happy to answer any questions you have at this time. Oh, great. Well, thanks, Sarah. I think that's the last slide for me, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's it.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for your good work. We are here to support you. We're excited to work with you and can't wait to see you soon.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you, Sarah.
We'll now quickly review the committees and groups as well as leadership for each group. We've included the email address for each staff liaison so you can contact us if you have any questions about the groups. The Holiday Showcase continues to be the Association Forum's largest annual event. Holiday Showcase Trade Show Advisory Group is charged with ensuring the trade show floor continues to meet and exceed expectations. In addition, this group provides insight and makes recommendations to continually enhance value on the trade show floor for both exhibitors and attendees, and works with staff to enhance and create innovation. In addition to being a very successful trade show, Holiday Showcase provides outstanding educational content in a variety of topic areas for both association professionals and suppliers. This group reviews the Holiday Showcase speaker proposals, helps to select the best submissions that will ensure a positive learning and networking experience for attendees, and helps to identify additional speakers if there is a void in the diversity or quality of topic. The CAE Working Group. This group collaborates with Association, Forum Program Advisory Group. This group collaborates with the Association Forum staff to plan the meeting on an annual basis. In the past, Forum has attracted more than 300 attendees each year. This group reviews session proposals for Forum Forward and makes recommendations on content and networking activities. And now the CAE Working Group. The Certified Association Executive Working Group, or CAE, is comprised of members who have earned their CAE and developed best practices for encouraging and preparing candidates for the CAE exam. Members of this group will work with staff to ensure that the format and content of the CAE study course helps candidates successfully achieve the CAE designation. The Professional Practices Committee is a policy and strategy recommending body that reports to the Board of Directors. Its primary function is to review and provide updates to Association Forum's professional practice statements and to develop new statements. As Michelle already talked a little bit about Welcoming Environment, the Welcoming Environment Committee plays an important role in promoting diversity and inclusion by ensuring that Association Forum makes everyone who interacts with us feel welcomed and valued. A welcoming environment is defined as the creation of a sense of belonging and connectedness that engages individuals in an authentic manner in which uniqueness is valued, respected, and supported through opportunities and interaction. Association Forum's awards honor the best and brightest in the association community. This committee is responsible for all of Association Forum's awards, unless specifically excluded by board policy. Additionally, the 40 Under 40 recognition program is managed by this committee. The Women's Executive Forum Program Advisory Group collaborates with Association Forum staff to plan the Women's Executive Forum. The Women's Executive Forum attracts more than 125 attendees every year. This group reviews session proposals, makes recommendations on the content and programs, as well as networking activities to ensure a positive experience for all attendees. And the Smart Tech Program Advisory Group collaborates with Association Forum staff to plan this meeting annually. Smart Tech attracts more than 100 attendees every year. This group reviews session proposals, makes recommendations on content, as well as networking activities. And there are two other groups that will help Association Forum achieve their goals this year. The Foundation Think Tank meets once a year to discuss ideas regarding the Foundation's initiatives and creates strategic direction for the Foundation. And the Content Working Group develops content and strategy for the Forum magazine. This group is appointed for a 2-year term, so they have already been busy at work on the magazine for the past year. This group will be reappointed in March of 2021. And finally, we have shared interest groups, or SIGs as we call them. SIGs are included with your membership and provide a no-pressure environment to learn from and network with like-minded peers in your community. There are 15 different SIGs, each meeting 3 times a year. This year's SIGs are Association Management Companies Professionals, Certification of Professionals, Communications, Component Relations, Educational Program Development, Finance, Fundraising and Development, Governance, Information Technology, Marketing, Meeting Professionals, Membership Development and Services, Number 2 Executives / COOs, Public Policy and Advocacy, and Young Professionals. So, you might be wondering, some of you might be wondering by now what you've gotten yourself into. As you can see, there are quite a few moving parts in different groups that will help bring value to our members and achieve Association Forum's goals. So let's talk about time commitment. As you all know, events and meetings look very different than they did last year. We've had to postpone meetings this year or possibly add a virtual component to events. So if you've been on a committee or group before, the timeline for this year might look a little different. Some groups will meet more frequently closer to the event that they are planning, and some groups will meet periodically over the course of the year. That being said, most groups will have 2 to 4 meetings throughout the year. These meetings will most likely be held via Zoom as we continue to follow all CDC guidelines. It's also possible that there might be conference calls or subcommittee meetings in between the large committee or group meetings. So now that you have all of the information you need about Association Forum's strategic initiatives and the painted picture and all of the different groups, let's talk about the next steps. Given the timing of some of the events, some of the committees or working groups will hit the ground running within the next few weeks. If you're working on an event that is later in the year or even early next year, you may not meet as a group until later this summer. However, everyone will hear from their chair or staff liaison within the next few weeks to set up dates and times for future meetings. In addition, all chairs and vice chairs will have a mid-year check-in around mid-October to discuss project progress towards our goals for the year. All right. And now is the time for questions. What kind of questions does everybody have? And Kathy, I saw your comment. We will definitely share the PowerPoint after the program, and this session is being recorded. So if you know someone who wasn't able to attend today, the recording will be available on the website for everyone. Our first question is Forum Forward going virtual? That is a good question, and I as of today, we are looking at, I'm not sure how to answer this at this point. At this point, we will still be having an in-person event. Michelle, you want to help with this one?
Yeah, I'll help you out. I wanted to hear what you had to say.
I was like, I think there's going to be something.
No problem at all. We are committed to having Forum Forward in August. At the moment, we are considering the in-person option, but is a high probability that it will be virtual. We are waiting for the guidelines that will be produced by CDC as well as the state of Illinois regarding large gatherings.
Thank you very much. All right. Any other questions? Michelle, I have another one for you.
Yeah.
What are the general goals, objectives, or main programs of the Foundation Think Tank?
The Foundation Think Tank really is an opportunity for us convening leaders from a cross-functional group of leaders to just really look at the future of associations. Last year was our first year of convening the Foundation Think Tank. The think tank identified a topic of importance impacting the association community. That topic was digital transformation. So we invited an external facilitator in to guide leaders through a conversation on how digital transformation is likely to impact associations. We produced a summary as well as had a session at Forum Forward. The think tank was held the day prior to Forum Forward. Unfortunately, this year is unlikely we'll be able to move forward with that model. However, it's an opportunity for us to really think strategically and more future forward about the association community and engage leaders internal and external to Association Forum.
Thank you. Our next question is, are all committees a one-year term, except for the content working group, which we already discussed? Yes, that's correct. The term began in April and will conclude on March 31st of 2021. We'll put out a call for volunteers in January of 2021, and you can submit your preferences to either stay on the committee for another year, or if you would like to work on a different committee, then you can answer the call for volunteers, and we'll review assignments for then to begin in April of 2021, next year. Another question is, when will everyone be made aware of the committee members? So everyone was sent an email this past week. The email had a link to the Association Forum website. All of the committees are listed on the website along with all of the committee members. So you can take a look at that and see who is on all of the committees. How are chairs and vice chairs determined for the committees? Michelle, do you want to answer that one? I'm not sure how that's been handled in the past.
Sure. Typically, the vice chair will move into the chair role. We've had some transition this past year, so it was based on volunteers agreeing to serve in that capacity. Sarah, you can speak to the process that you're putting in place moving forward.
Yes, thank you. So this year, all of the committees and working groups have chairs and vice chairs. The vice chair, this year, their role is to work to support the chair of the committee, and then next year, the vice chairs will assume the chair role. So we'll have a succession plan for each of the committees and working groups that have a vice chair. Great questions, everyone.
Yeah, great questions.
Any others? All right. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you. Here are more questions. Is there a master calendar so we can avoid booking meetings over each other? As far as meetings for individual committees, I'm not totally sure on that one, but we can create one if there's not one. And then the master calendar for the actual events is still being finalized, given that we have had to postpone some of our events in the past month or so. When those events are finalized and confirmed with the venues, then we will be sending out an updated list of all of the events for the next through March 31st of 2021. Are the conversation circles set up by the SIGs, or are they a separate initiative? The conversation circles are a separate initiative. The SIGs have a planned educational content with them, and the conversation circles that we have are very much more informal than that. It's really just a conversation amongst members. Sometimes they have a certain topic, but sometimes it's just a conversation circle to talk about membership. And do we submit our dates to Sabrina for the SIG events? Yes, please feel free to reach out to Sabrina if you have ideas of when you would like your SIG events to take place. Thanks for that question. All right, I think now I have seen all of the questions. Are there any other questions on either the chat or the Q&A that have not been answered yet? All right. Well, if there are no additional questions, we will close by saying that we are very excited to work with you this year. Thank you for your time, your talent, and your dedication for Association Forum, and thank you for your time today. Have a great afternoon, everyone.